Uh, Today's topic is passing data from a view to a controller. Okay, so whenever we are dealing with a MVC, okay, MVC form, first the client is sending a request to get the form using the get method. Okay, client send request using get method to get a form, then it get the form. So there are many text box and other controls in the form. Then client will fill the form and use the post method to submit to the server. It will use the post method to submit the data inside the control to the server. Okay, so it submit the filled data to the server. So this is the get and post methods mechanism. Then we will go. There are four common ways to send data from view to the controller. Four common ways. What are the ways we will see? Request object, query string, then form collection object, data model, data or model binding, that is data binding or model binding. So we will go one by one. One is request object. Okay, one is request object. We will use request object. See, when we are going to create a MVC project, we are dealing with SQL server data. Okay, so but to send data from the form to the SQL server, we need different objects. For example, request object. So these are the traditional object. Okay, means is the oldest method. But currently the advanced version of MVC is giving model binding. So we will start from here. Then at last we will go for data or model binding. So request object. So using request object, we are collecting data from the form and sending it to the uh, server. Okay, server means where the application is hosted. Request object, so we will go to create one application. Folder, version 2. Okay, so let's create a project. Create new project. ASP.NET web application with .NET framework. Next, then we will select the appropriate folder. E MVC model binding version 2. Select folder. Application 1 is okay. This is okay. Create. Then we will go for MVC application without HTTPS. Empty. Create. Now we have the blank MVC application. So now I will go for a controller. Okay, so I'll add here controller, empty controller, add. which I'll go for student controller, then add. Okay, suppose we want to add a student value, student record, then I will write here add. Suppose I will write here add student. Okay, so this is a method, action method of a student controller. So my aim is to use this request object to collect data from the front end and send it to the server, post it to the server. So I have a object, get object add student. Okay, so add student means we have a view here. So what view will return? Will return a form with suppose 2 3 fields there. Okay, so let's see. I'll go here, right click, add view. This is the add student, the view name without model, add. Okay, so I'll write something here. So what I'll write, role. So when I am clicking, when I'll open this view, so we should see roll number. Suppose we should see roll number and name. So I'll go for a form. Input type equal to text, name equal to stud role. Then I will give a break here. Name, I will copy paste here. Stud name. Okay, then I will go for a breakpoint. Line break here. Then submit. Value equal to save. Okay. So suppose I will run this application. What will see? I am running this. Okay, so I run this application. Now I get roll number, name and save. What I have written here, I got it. Okay, suppose I will so when I will save it, so I will send it to the this value to the server. So for this, if you'll see here, see we have form. Okay, so if I will save, suppose I will giving a breakpoint here. I'm going to click write something, 1 2 name. I'll save. So it is coming to the get method. What we don't need the get method again. By default it is HTTP get. Okay, it is equivalent to HTTP get. But again we don't need get method. We just want to post it to the server. So what I'll do, it is coming here because it is coming to student and add student controller add student method. Because see, if we are not mentioning anything here, the submit will go to see, it is in add student HTML, this part in the add student .html. So where it is in the student controller, and this is the action method, so it is directly going to there. Okay, so now we have to change the scenario. So when we will click the submit button, the form will go to save something. Okay, so we can write here server, or this we have to write http post public update student. Return view. Return view. So I will. So we have the control student, and action method is update student, and it is the post method, post verb. Okay. So what I will write here, method equal to post, action equal to, what is the action? Action is here, update student. Update student. So if I will click the button now, so it will come to here. Okay, let's run it. So by default it is coming to here because it is a get method. Okay, and we are calling the student controller and add student get method. So it is coming here. So when I will select this and click here, so if I will click the save button, it will go to, if means I am clicking submit button, when I am clicking the save button, so it will go to the, it will search for post method, it will search for http post, because we have written here method equal post. Then action, it will search for action update student. So here is the update student. So let's see, I'll click here. So it is coming to here, not here, because we have mentioned this line, this part here, that's why it is coming to the update student, and http post. Okay, but our main goal is to catch whatever here, whatever we put here, we should catch it. 12 and Srikanth, we should catch it in the controller. Here we should catch it. So for this we have a that request object. We will use the request object. Okay. So let's see. So I need the integer role equal to request. Request. So I am getting the value from directly from here, object name, stud role. Stud role dot to string, and I have to parse it as integer in dot parse. Okay. Similarly, string name equal to request. Dot to string. Okay. Now we can pass it to the view. Role or name or both we can pass it to the view. Okay, let's see. So our main purpose is to get the roll number and name from the view. Okay, so because our topic is passing data from view to controller, so I will get data from here and pass to the controller. So now I will run this same application. I will click here. It is coming to the post and update student. So if I will press here F10, I get roll number is 12. Then F10, name is Srikant. So here we can do anything, but our main goal is how to get the input value from the user browser to the controller. So this is a request object. We are using here the request object. Okay, request object, using request we can do it. Then there is another method also. What is that one? Query string. Query string we will not go now because it will be in the model binding. So now we will go for form collection object. Okay, let's do it. Form collection object. Suppose I will add here, for example, I will add here another controller to show the form collection object. And also if we will say, we can add here also. There is no need to go for another controller. I will just comment this. Then here I will write same thing. What I will write here? Form collection FRM. Suppose I'll write here form collection FRM. So what it will do? See, dot parse FRM dot I'll just replace it as FRM student to string. Okay, here also FRM. So FRM is a form collection object. So it is collecting all the controls from this form. So let's see, we will give a breakpoint here and we will see. So it is coming to the view, breakpoint is here. Then I'll go for the name, I'll save it. So we have a form collection object. So if you press here F10, we are getting 12. Then F10, we are getting the name. Okay, then we can do anything from here. Now we have completed a request object, means collecting data from the user interface or a view using request object, then using collection object. Now we'll go to data or model binding. So what model binding is doing, we'll see here. Now here we are seeing one disadvantages in these two methods. One is a request object, one is form collection object. The demerit is, suppose uh, we have many fields like student role name, date of birth, then any other things. Okay, role name, date of birth. And so similarly there are 20 fields like this. So we have to write 20 times here, integer, role, date of birth, everything 20 times. Suppose some data, suppose some uh, data type is changed, then we will change the data type also. So it is the disadvantages. Okay, so to overcome these disadvantages, we are coming through the model binding. Okay, model binding, we don't need to write this type of codes. Okay, this type of code, or this is means casting, then boxing, unboxing, we don't need. So we'll go for model binding. Okay, model binding, for model binding what happen, I will show you the definition. Okay, model binding, what is it doing? Model binding is a mechanism in ASP.MVC that maps the value entered with the form by the user with model object. Okay, what is happening? User is entering the value in the HTML form. Model binder is the mediator, and model is the C# class. Okay, so what it is doing? So here we have to maintain some rules. So the name of the object, like text box, roll number text box, name text box, the name of the text box should be same as the model. Means there are many properties of a class. So properties of the class name should be same, exactly same as the object in the form, so that it will match. Okay, and model binder is the mediator, so for which we do not need to write such type of codes. Okay, it will automatically take. To give the example, we will create a employee object now, employee class. Okay, there are some other definition here also. It is the process of creating .NET object using data uh, sent by the browser in an HTTP request. Model binding is a well-designed bridge between HTTP request and C# action method. So we will go for an example, then we can see everything. So for this we are going to create a employee model. So here model, right click, add class, employee, add here, then public int mpid, get set public string name, get set date time, get set. So I have a model class employee. So I will create a controller here. Add controller, empty controller, add employee. Okay. So our purpose is to create a view so that we can add the employee value. Right click. So before that we will make it add employee. Okay. So this is a action method, and this is the controller name. So add employee, the view will return a view to the user to add the employee. Add view, add employee. Okay. So add employee.cshtml created here also. Controller name, then action method name, this one. Now suppose I will delete this and I will create a fresh form. Okay. So I will just copy from here and I will change the names. EMPID, ID, employee name. Okay. Employee DOB. We'll write here employee ID. EMPID. EMP name. EMPDOB. Okay. So my purpose is to match this name, okay, object name to the model name, model properties. Okay, is a model. So this is matching. All the three are matching with this. Okay, so now we will see that the model binder, whatever we will put in the form, the model binder will change. Will collect the data from these objects, okay, form objects, and we can get it here. Get it here means we have to write the pass this object here. So the object name is employee. Employee is not coming, so I have to go for the particular fixing. So I am using the web collection dot model so that it is coming, because this employee class is here. Web application 1 dot models, web application 1 dot models, web application dot and model. So I inherited and I am creating a object. So now we will see that this EMP object will automatically get the data whatever we put through this form. Let's go the employee controller. Okay, so have a breakpoint here. Now I will run this application. Okay, run this. Okay, so actually I have done some. We have to correct something here. This should not go here because this is a get method. Okay, get method we are just showing the, if you go to the view, we are just showing the view. Okay, so I have to create a update student method, so update employee method. Okay, in the post verb, so update employee, we will create this. Inside this employee controller we will create a public action result update employee. Okay, so that it will hit here. So what I left here, it is post, http post, so not patch, it is post. I will tell you patch after that. Okay, what is the use of that? So update employee and a return view. For example, I just writing return view. Okay, now when I will run this, first it is coming to this. We are giving a view to the user. to enter the data. So after entering data, suppose employee ID is 1234, employee name is, date of birth, suppose I am giving 12 1990. So if I click save here, it will coming to this post method. Sorry, post verb and update employee uh, action method, because we have right here post update employee. When we click this, it will go to the, it will search for the http post verb and update employee action. Let's see what is happening. I'll go here, I'll click the save button. Now it is coming here. Okay, but according to model binding, we should get the value of, employee ID, employee name and empdob. So to get this, we will pass the object model here. We will pass the model here so that I can get it. So let's write the model here. The model is employee. See here, employee emp. Let's run this. We are passing the model. We are not writing in the last time what we have written here. Parse request, then form collection, nothing is needed here. So only we are passing the model. Okay, that's why it is model binding. So now I'll run this. Run it. Here I'll add something. Click here. See, coming. Okay. So whatever we put inside this view, okay, whatever we put here, after save, it is going to hit post verb of update employee action method, and finally we get the value here. We don't need to write like parse, int parse request, nothing is required. So this is called model binding. Okay, for model binding there is an object called model binder which help in model binding. So this is the model binding. So using this we can do many things. Employee, okay, suppose we can write also to extract the employee values here. PID, even for convenience uh, of the coding style, we can write like this: emp dot dob, and we can use it, pass it to this view. Okay, or we can do some insert operation where this employee ID, employee name and DOB will be inserted using the ADO. We are just running it to find the value, how this data is collected using model binding. I am changing it to 89, then save. So it is coming here. So I put the F10 here, integer. So it is employee ID is 1 2 3 4, employee name is this, then F10, employee date of birth is this. So I change whatever I changed in the UI, it is reflected here. So it is possible, this part is possible due to model binding. Due to model binding we are getting the data. No need to write the code here. Whatever we are written, this is the old methods. So when MVC came first, it came we are writing like this. Okay, so in the advanced version maybe that MVC 4 or 5, after that we get the model binding concept, and that one is here. Okay, for model binding what you need to create a model first. Okay, first create a model and then create a controller. Okay, in the controller you are doing this for showing the user interface to the client or user, but when you are clicking that save button in that form what you written, you are making the action as update employee. So here you are passing the employee object and it is automatically taking. For that the name should be same as the model. Okay, exactly match. So if I will change here, then it will not come. Suppose I will make it db1. Okay, sorry, here no, don't change here, but change in the here. I will make it employee db 123 and I will save it. I will run, and you will see that particular value will not go there because the name is not matching. See, now also you will see it is not coming. Save, it's coming here, go here, see employee DAV, we are not giving anything, but by default time is coming, the default date is coming. Okay, default date time is coming. So if you will apply here name, then blank will come and empid 0 will come. Okay, so we should match the name of the object with the attribute of the model class.